Hi, and welcome to podcast number 10, and this one is called Divine Vision, Seeing Beyond Limits. Michelle here. I'm excited about what we're going to get into today. We're going to talk about perspective. So in this episode, we're going to talk about divine vision and seeing things the way God sees them instead of the way we see them, which is so limited. You know, my husband Mark had this dream. So in the dream, he was in a car and he came up to a hill and to a crossroad, but it was a hill you couldn't really see on either side. It went down. And so he could not see to pull out. He couldn't see if the traffic was coming in either direction. But there was a truck, a big tall truck that pulled up next to him. And the truck driver looked down at him and he said, "I'll tell you when you can go." The truck driver could see further than Mark could see in his low car. So Mark didn't look at the road anymore. He just looked at the truck driver's face. And when the truck driver said, "Go ahead," then Mark pulled out. And I think that has so much to do with our life. And if we just try to navigate life sitting on top of a hill where we cannot see what's coming, we do not know. We don't know what the traffic is doing at all. But God is higher than us. He's in a truck, not literally, of course. He's higher, like in a truck, like he could say, "Go," or "Wait," or "You got a couple more minutes now, go quick." You know, he can tell us those things, but only if we're looking at him. So much wisdom in that little dream. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I want to look at an account that's in 2 Kings, and it has to do with a prophet named Elisha. In chapter 6 and in verse 8, it talks about this king of Syria. And the king of Syria was against Israel, and he was told that there was a prophet in Israel named Elisha, and that Elisha could tell the king of Israel what the king of Syria was doing in his bedroom. Now, you say, well, how could he do that? He could do that because the prophet could talk to God, and God could hear what King of Syria was saying in his bedroom. And so God, the Holy Spirit, could just tell the prophet what was going on. The prophet goes and tells the king of Israel. The king knows what's going on. So back to the story. The king of Syria hears this. He goes, "Well, I need to go get that guy." Now I'm paraphrasing. Sorry. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't really say, "I need to go get that guy." He said, "Go and see where he is, that I may send and seize him." That's what he said. And it was told him, well, he's in Dothan. So he figures out, okay, here's where the prophet is. I'm just going to go get him. He's not going to be able to tell anybody anything because I'm going to have him. And so what they did was, in verse 14, it says, he sent their horses and chariots and a great army, and they came by night and surrounded the city. And when the servant of the man of God rose early in the morning and went out, behold, an army of horses and chariots were all around the city. So that's pretty scary. Elisha's servant gets up and he says, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." And he says, "Alas," that's what he says in King James, "Alas, my master, what shall we do?" So he's freaked out that there is this army surrounding the city, and apparently he knows that they're after the man of God. They're after Elisha. And Elisha says to him in verse 16, "Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them." You say, that is not true. Elisha, look at the hill. There are a lot of chariots and horses and an army out there. With us, there's two, you and me. That's who we are. We don't have anybody else. But then Elisha prayed, and he said, "O Lord, please open his eyes that he may see." So the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, that servant, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. So here you have these horses and chariots that are in the natural realm of the king of Syria that's coming to get them. But what's in the spiritual realm around Elisha is horses and chariots of fire all around him. And Elisha said, there's more with us than there is with them. So Elisha had prayed to God to open his servant's eyes and let him see a different perspective. There were two realms going on here. There's the natural realm where you have the Syrian army and all their horses and chariots. And then you have the spiritual realm where you have God's horses and chariots of fire all around. It comes down to, what are we going to look at? Are we going to look at the earthly realm and take that as what's true? Or are we going to look at the spiritual realm, the heavenly realm, and see what God has for us? Not that long ago, I did have a situation where the Holy Spirit did help me stay out of some trouble. And it was when we were in New Mexico. We lived there for about 3 years. We bought a house there, and we were remodeling the whole house. We had new carpet, new paint, new cabinets, new toilets, new tile. Basically everything in the house was new. But I was also redesigning the master bathroom and bedroom. It just wasn't big enough for us, and I thought we could add on. I could add a studio. I had big plans. I had my paper out. I was measuring things. And that's always pretty dangerous when I get to that point. I'm measuring and I've got my pencil. Anyway, I was on it. And then I was out. We re-landscaped the front and the back. And I did a lot of that work myself. I do like to landscape. I love that. But anyway, I was out there landscaping, and I just get this thought. And I believe it was Holy Spirit. And the thought was, do not add on to the house. I'm like, but I want to add on to the house. Do not add on to the house. But I really, really would like a studio. Do not add on to the house. I'm like, okay, all right. I will not add on to the house. And I felt like the Holy Spirit said I could do what, we could remodel, we could fix it up, but I was not to add on any square footage to the house. Well, I told Mark about that, and we're like, well, I think we should just sit on all those plans about adding on, because we pretty much planned to stay there for, a while. But then things changed, which we didn't know about. And Mark got a new job offer. We wanted to move and be closer to our kids. We sold the house, and we moved, and that wasn't that long ago. And so if we would have added on and we would have gone into all that construction, it would have been a mess. We wouldn't have been able to sell. We wouldn't have made as much money as we did in selling the house. And I was really grateful that Holy Spirit had told me, do not add on to the house, because I was full speed ahead with that in my mind. That's just things, you'd think, oh, well, what's the big deal? But it would have messed us up. We would have been stuck there. When we sold, it was the perfect time to sell. There was no construction going on. It was just all the remodel that we had done really helped us in the sale of the house. So I'm just saying that it is such a nice, wonderful way to live, where you can get two perspectives. You can get the perspective of you're in the car, you're at the top of the hill, and you cannot see the traffic coming. You can get that perspective and live that way. Or you can have this friend, truck driver, who's just right there, and you just look up at him and he goes, wait a minute, wait, okay, go, it's clear. That he'll never lie. He has your best interest at heart. He will always give you the best advice. I'm just so grateful. So many times that has happened to us in our life, and it has just changed the course of what we've done. It's helped us. It's been just such a blessing. And so I just want to encourage you to continue asking Holy Spirit. If you haven't invited him in your life, do that. It's very simple. Say, yes, I would like Jesus in my life. That's, I think, all you have to say. yes, I accept you. I want you in my heart, in my life. And then you get this new perspective. You can have two perspectives. You can have a higher realm to look at and to view this world from. Because we can say two things. We could say, this is scary, or this is hard. This life is hard. Or we could look up to the truck driver, God. We could look up to the truck driver in the truck and say, this is exciting, because he's got my back. He's going to tell me when to pull out. And then when I get down the road, he's going to be there and he'll tell me what to turn left or right. I mean, he could guide me and keep me safe on all these roads. So we get to choose, though. We could look at this realm, or we could look at from a higher view, because he is our friend. He is our mentor. He is our guide. He's our counselor. And he will tell us what we need to know as we go to him. But it's really stopping ourselves from just, I'm on the hill, I don't know what to do. It's stopping ourselves. Okay, wait. What do you see, Father? What do you see, God? What's on your heart? What do you want to do here? What are you doing? It's those kind of questions. He loves those questions. So we get to choose what perspective that we take, and we are just not limited to this realm and to this perspective. So let's just remember that every single day when you go out and things look bad, and they look bad. I'm just telling you, they look real bad right now. They look so bad. But there's a different perspective that we get to look from. And let's look from that perspective, because that's what's true. These might be the facts, but the truth is greater than the facts, and that's what we want to see. We want to see the truth. So I just want to encourage you, get divine vision. And when you have that, you will be able to make decisions and see what's really going on. So that's what I have for you today, and we will see you again in the next podcast. See you then. Bye-bye.